Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now finally Zwift Racing is back in 2024. We've got an absolutely stacked field here and we are racing the, new series, the World Racing Series, which I believe not only the pros are going to do, but also the community, which is great. Now you can see I've just put up how stacked this race was. This was actually a little bit before the final numbers, but we had over 200 people racing this across all the categories. And as you can see, this race is just category C. And I think we've got over 80, competitors in this one. So really, really stacked. Now, little update, my fitness. A little while ago, I told you that obviously my fitness had decreased because I was ill. And, I had been off the bike for a little while, but I'm pleased to announce that after 6 weeks of training, very, very hard, as you can see on screen, I am pretty much back to fitness. So in this race, in this stacked field, can I keep up? Can I perform the way I want me to perform and potentially win this race, or at least place highly? Because it's been a real struggle the last couple of weeks up until obviously, getting my fitness back. So yeah, let's see how I get on. Now, this course was an absolute killer. Now, I don't like Richmond very much. It's not one of my favourite routes, but it's a new route. It's called Richmond Loop-de-Loop or something along those lines. I put it at the start of the video. And it's basically 3 times reversed cobble climbs, and then you go up the main part of Richmond and back through up the main climb. So I knew it was going to be absolutely carnage, absolutely horrible. So my main aim, as always, is just to stay with this front group for as long as I possibly can. Now, my coach this week, he said, don't worry if your legs aren't feeling that great, because I've been doing a lot of threshold training, and he already gave me the excuse to do poorly on this race, but I really did want to give it everything. I really did want to see whether or not I could, keep up, and whether or not the fitness that Strava says that I'm at, is actually true. Now, coming through, obviously, the first lap there, I'm still with the front group, and, there are these climbs to go up, so it's like a punchy couple of minute climb right here, and then you do get a little bit of rest, but I just kind of try my best to stand up on the bike, try and keep my heart rate as low as possible. And thank you, someone corrected me the other week when I said my heart rate was high at 170. It's high for me as a 41-year-old. It might not be high for you youngsters out there who, can get over 200 beats per minute, but I certainly can't do that. So anything around 175 to 185 is very high for me. So I get a little bit of rest here, and as I say, I'm still with the front group. Now, there was someone that actually nipped off the front, or kept nipping off the front, that wasn't on Zwift Power. And actually, they did, there were a few dad jokes around shortly, which was reasonably amusing. But they were obviously too good for this group of C's here, because they were miles off the front. But as I say, not registered on Zwift Power, but we won't worry about them. So the race is still within this little pack here. So we've got about, I reckon, maybe 25 out of the 80 in this pack at the moment. So, a good little selection. But this is really, really good preparation for the Zwift Racing League, which is due to obviously start in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's around the 10th of September. The first race is a team time trial, which will be interesting. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to that. The Zwift Racing League basically means it's autumn, winter time. Time to bring your bike back inside, set it up on the trainer, and really sort of kind of give it a go. But it's nice. I said before that obviously over the Zwift, the summer months, Zwift is naturally a little bit quieter. And I have been racing in events that have been, between, 7 to 15 people. So it's nice to finally see a race over 50, 80 people. It's very nice to see that. Now, this little bit here, once again, was probably the toughest bit, because we got a little bit of rest. I think this is maybe the second time round or the third time round, but I really was feeling it at this point. And my coach, who I'll put the link in the description, still working with the NRC-Team, really happy with how my training's going. He actually said to me, you should try and get Zwift Source, but I run an Apple TV, so I've had a look and I'm not really sure how I do it and record the videos, because he said that I'm not really that efficient, or he hinted that I wasn't really that efficient, and I should draft more. Now, something I have noticed is that a lot of obviously people now have got the steering, and it does put me in the kind of wind quite a lot. You can see that I'm, you know, on the right hand side here in the wind. I don't really want to be at the front here, but it's just, I don't know, interesting how the steering works. I might need to look at getting something like that, but I did just put there that the Netherlands, Team Netherlands, were eyeing up a move because they seemed very, very eager. Now this is the last time up this little cobbled climbs bit, so I knew it was going to kick off. And yeah, I just really want to draft. Don't really want to do anything crazy. A couple go off the front here, use the aero boost that we got once a lap, and yeah, pretty happy so far. You know, 8th position, heart rate is high for me, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job at this point, considering, you know, this is a stacked field. Now we've finally done the loops 3 times around that little bit, so we're doing the rest of the course now. Not too long to go, but you know, 46 minutes in, I am definitely feeling it. One thing I have noticed about the kind of training that I've been doing is my heart rate is it's much quicker now to drop to kind of a resting level after doing the efforts, which I'm really, really pleased about. Really happy that I'm, you know, feeling a lot fitter, and it definitely makes, as I said before, Zwift racing way more enjoyable. Now, I know that we've got the kind of big Richmond, you know, the kind of final hilly bit to do a couple of times. I say a couple of times. We've got the big hill. I don't know what it's called. Is it the 23rd Street? I'm not sure. And then you've got the kind of, let's call them the 3 little climbs. So I know we've definitely got 3 little climbs before the end of this race. So I'm actually getting a little bit nervous at this point about being able to hang on up that steep climb, because I know we've got some really, really fit competitors here. It's been a pretty attritional race so far. Really happy to have got this far in the group. And as I said before, I've already got my excuse, haven't I? I've already got, you know, my trainer said it's been a difficult week this week, training-wise. So, you know, don't be upset if your legs aren't playing ball by the end of this race. So, yeah, here we go. Kind of the last little bit of the course. And, yeah, unfortunately, I have to report that something happened towards the end of this race that really disappointed me. It really made me quite sad, to be honest with you, because you spend an hour on the bike only for this to happen. Now, I'm not sure if this has ever happened to you before, but actually I won't spoil it. I'll wait until it actually happens. But yeah, that's me just putting on screen there. Good luck to everyone, because it was a decent race. And as I said, really good practice for the Zwift Racing League that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. This is a brutal course. Looking forward to seeing how the kind of top Zwifters get on in this race soon. Looking forward to seeing that on YouTube. I think that'll be on shortly. But here we go then, up the kind of final, well, the 3rd climb towards the end, and I'm just dropping off here. I'm really trying hard, but I'm just losing that front pack. Get to the top here, and I'm like, right, come on, you can do this. You can get back to the pack. It's going to slow down, and here we go. Just putting in as, you know, still the maximal I possibly can. And I actually make it back onto the group. I was over the moon with this, and I now wasn't feeling too bad. I'm now feeling like I can punch my way up the next little climb. So here we go, stepping up here and just putting some power down, feeling really, really good. But oh my goodness, what's drop to 0?
It's good timing, isn't it? That's that ruined, isn't it?
So my chain fell off. Absolutely unbelievable. You race an hour and 6 minutes, an hour and 5 minutes, and your chain drops. Absolutely gutted. Now, I probably wasn't going to win the race, but at the same time, I don't really like racing an hour for that to happen. And in hindsight, I should have known. The diagnosis of the issue is not actually the derailleur or anything like that. My chain is just worn. I checked after the race, and yeah, I've a new chain is on the way basically, but absolutely gutted. Coming across the line here in 14th. Now, I cannot be disappointed with that, considering what happened. Cannot be disappointed. And I've just put the Zwift Power results up here. So as you can see on the right-hand side, I had a bit of a gain, to be honest with you. So this is my best result that I've had in a little while. So, you know, on one hand, I was absolutely over the moon that I had a decent result, and it was a great race, and it was really enjoyable racing with, you know, a load of people for a change. But on the flip side, you know, when you have a technical, it's always going to make you cry. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.